What's up, everybody? This is Jeff White Fitness Solutions. I want to thank you guys for checking out my video today. And I am excited and happy to announce that my third book has been published. I co-wrote it with Stephanie Wynn. It is her project, and I just, have to just jump on and get involved. But the book is titled Ready, Set, Go, a simple guide to establishing a successful small business. And we're really excited about this project. It came out really well, and I would like everyone to pick up a copy, of course. Now, I know that, here we are, see? I know some of you guys are thinking, well, good for you, because I ain't trying to start no business. And I understand that. However, I think you guys need to listen to what I have to say, and you might find it quite interesting. Let me ask you first off, how secure is your job? How secure is your job? Do you worry about getting laid off? Have you ever been laid off? Do you know anyone who's been laid off? A lot of us can answer yes to those questions. I've been laid off twice. I know a lot of people have been laid off. My wife got laid off after working at a job for 23 years. Layoffs now are a fact of life, and it can affect any of us. And it does not matter about your performance. It has nothing to do with you. It's all about that company and what their goals are. And if they want to lay you off, they will do that. And this is something we all have to deal with, like it or not. I mean, there was a time 20, 30 years ago where a person could work at a job and you could work there for life, literally. You could start as a teenager and just work up until you wanted to retire. You get a nice pension and you live happily ever after. Maybe even get your kids to work there too. Those days are pretty much gone. You do not see that like you used to. What's going on is a lot of jobs are getting phased out, and we as a society, we have to accept that and adapt to the changing times. Let me give you an example. I lost my debit card last month, and I had to go to the bank for the first time in years. I mean, I had not been in a bank in ages. I used the ATM. So I go in because I got to get some cash, and I'm looking around like, what is this? Where is everybody? I mean, it just didn't feel like a bank that I had known. There were 6 of us in line, and there was one woman behind the partition helping us. And I'm thinking, okay, this lady needs some help. This is ridiculous because I'm impatient. But no one came to help her because there was no one there. There was one lady behind the desk in the lobby and a security guard. And that was it. Now, if there were other people in there, they did not come out the entire time I was there. And that lady had to handle everything by herself. I'm thinking, this is ridiculous. Come on now. But then I thought about it. I had to be honest with myself. I don't go to the bank. I can do everything via the ATM. I can get cash out. I can deposit cash. I can deposit checks. I even do my banking online, whatever I need to do. I don't have to go talk to anyone. Now, if you think about it, this is affecting banks all over the country. And I heard that there are some banks that are setting up employee-less branches where you go in, you do what you have to do. If you need help, you talk to someone on a computer screen, and they're somewhere else in another location, and they will help you. But there are no people at the branch. This is something we have to think about because where are the bank workers? Where are they going? Just last week, there was a story about how Penney is closing 140 stores. Now, that may not sound like a lot, but if you work at Penney, this is a big deal. And if you add in the fact that JCPenney, Macy's, BB, Payless, Sports Authority, Circuit City, CVS, and many other companies are slowly either closing stores altogether or they're downsizing. Now, some of those stores that I just mentioned, they are in malls, the shopping malls. Some of them are anchor stores. Now, if those close, then those malls could be in jeopardy. So we could see a shrinkage of the mall size or the number of malls here in the country. Now, if that happens, where will these people work? Where are they going to go find jobs at? And if you think about it, a lot of people, they go to the mall during the Christmas season to get part-time work. People of all ages, but especially our younger people, they go to the mall to get a job. And it's not just the stores themselves. You have the custodians, you have security guards, you have the food service workers. So all these different jobs are slowly being affected. It's like a ripple effect. Now, I know a lot of people have debated about some of these stores closing, and they'll say, like, for example, with CVS, they'll say, well, they got too many stores anyway. They one on every other corner. Or they'll say, well, they're too high priced. And that may or may not be true. I really don't want to debate that. But the fact of the matter is that these people are losing jobs. Where will they work? That's the thing that we have to think about. Let me ask you this. When's the last time you made a phone call to a company and you got an automated service? And that automated service answered your questions. You did not have to talk to anyone. That happens to me all the time. Or if you have to talk to someone, the call is routed maybe to another country, and you're talking to someone who has an accent that you have a hard time understanding. This is the reality of the world we live in. A lot of jobs that were once plentiful are slowly disappearing. One thing I noticed, if you look at the news, they will sensationalize the really big stories and they'll be blasted all over. People will, share them and comment on them, and they'll tweet the really sensational stories. But some of those really important stories, they get like a 10-second blurb and then they're gone. One that really got my attention, actually there were two, but one that really got my attention is the one about the driverless cars. I mean, people think it's pretty cool actually that the cars can drive themselves and self-park and all that stuff. But there's another story that I heard where they're going to have driverless trucks. And with those trucks, they will transport goods from Tampa to Orlando through the I-4 corridor. This is where I live. Now, think about that just for a second. Think about this. If they have driverless trucks, where will the truck drivers go? Will they continue to need the truck drivers? This is something we have to think about. If you're a truck driver, how will this affect you and your livelihood, and you can pay your bills and support your family? Think about it. Another story I heard last week, and I really want to research this and see how this can affect us, is they will have monitors in hospital patient rooms. So if the patient needs a nurse, they can call on the monitor, and the nurse will pop up, kind of like how you're looking at me right now, and the patient can talk to the nurse that way instead of the nurse coming into the room. Now, the company that is doing this, they say it's a really great convenience. It helps the patient get access to the nurse quicker, but you don't have that human touch. You don't have that feel. That human interaction. Now, if this does happen, does that mean they're going to need less nurses? I don't know, but we have to think about that and we have to look more into it. So my point is this. This world that we're living in is changing. It's changing, and there's nothing we can really do about it, but we have to accept it and adapt. Now, President Trump has come out and said he wants to make America great again. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. He's also saying that he wants to bring jobs back to the country. Now, I ain't mad at him for that. We definitely need jobs. However, we have to ask this question. Where will these jobs be? Will I be qualified for these jobs? Will they be in my neighborhood? Will they be across the country someplace? Last but not least, will these jobs be phased out via automation in the next 5 to 10 years? I mean, this is a reality that we live in. All types of industries are being affected by automation and jobs being phased out. It's purely business. These companies are about profits. And unfortunately, us employees can be viewed as a liability. We cost them money. And if they can find a way to make more money, that's exactly what they will do. If that means laying you off so that stock price can go up, so that shareholders will be happy, That is exactly what they will do, and that's exactly what they have done. So instead of us getting mad about it, we have to find a way to adapt and survive. That's the nature of survival of the fittest. It happens in the wild. And right now, this is what we're in. This is what we're dealing with. So Stephanie and I wrote this book, Ready, Set, Go, Simple Guide to Establishing a Simple Small Business. Now, mind you, as I said before, you may not want to even start a business. You may not have thought about it. But 20 years ago, people didn't think about leaving a job every 2 to 3 years like we do today. People didn't think about getting laid off like we are right now. And most importantly, people want more money. And a lot of these jobs aren't paying. I have a friend I went to college with, and she went on and got her doctorate degree. And she was on Facebook last week, really upset, saying she spent close to $100,000 to get her degree, student loans. And we know they are very expensive. She has a doctorate. And there was a job posting for people with doctorates, but they were only paying $45,000 for that doctorate degree. And she spent $100,000 to get that degree. Do the math. A lot of these jobs are not paying. We have bills we have to pay to survive in this world. And I don't know if it's like a lose-lose or however you want to call this, but something has to change. And if these jobs are not going to pay you, you have to find a way to earn extra income. So if you even want to start get a part-time job, this is the type of book you need to get, because you have to understand how businesses work. You have to understand the importance of a business plan. You have to understand that you can monetize a website. You can monetize your website. You can monetize YouTube and find ways to make passive income. A person can come visit your website and you can make money off of them visiting your website, even if they do not buy your product. Just by them coming to your website and clicking on a few things, they may be able to generate you some money. So this is the world we live in. You have to understand that no one is going to take care of you. There are budget cuts going on. There are cuts in all different types of industries. And no one can guarantee you a job like we could do 20, 30 years ago. It is time that we have to start looking out for ourselves and find a way to make money on our own. Now, again, a lot of businesses fail within the first 5 years for many, many reasons. And what we did in this book is we went over some of the reasons why businesses fail and some things you can do to help increase your probability of success. And also, when you want to start a business, you have to be up here. You have to be mentally prepared for the trials and tribulations that will come your way. And sometimes you may not want to do things, but you almost don't have a choice. And we are slowly getting to that point where we have to really think about how we are going to pay our bills and survive in the next 5, 10, 20 years. So again, my name is Jeff White. The book is Ready, Set, Go, A Simple Guide to Establishing a Successful Small Business. Even if you don't buy this book, I want you to, of course, but even if you don't buy this book, you need to really start thinking about this. Right now, I'm just planting seeds, and just think about what I said. A lot of these jobs are disappearing. Different industries are being affected across the board. And if you're not making the money that you want to make, you need to seriously consider finding a way to create a job for yourself that no one can take from you. All right. So again, Jeff White, thanks for checking me out. Again, the book is on Amazon. It's on paperback and Kindle. All right. So you guys take care, and remember, we got to start making our own businesses here. That's real. All right. Peace.